Just as we were lamenting the loss of Beat Saber on PSVR2, another rhythm game has come in to fill in its shoes, and I think with this edition, the rhythm game lineup on PSVR2 is absolutely spectacular. But this one in particular has some great features of its own that really blew me away, and this is Maestro. It's already out on Quest and other platforms, but it's over on PSVR2 now with hand tracking, and that is my favourite feature of all. Safe to say I'm pretty impressed by this one and its content lineup. But before we get in and talk about it a bit further, only 25% of you are subs to the channel, so please feel free to do so, and thank you to our patrons and members who are all on screen right now. With that being said, let's talk Maestro on PSVR2. On paper, Maestro is an interesting spin on the rhythm game VR formula. Instead of playing an instrument like you usually do in Trombone Champ, or slicing blocks or going along to the beat like in Beat Saber or Synth Riders, here you're conducting an orchestra using your hand movements to make sure each of them come in on time, raise the volume when needed, bring it down when needed, and keep them up to pace and on beat. That's the basic premise, and the game does it really well. Before we talk a little bit more gameplay wise, let's just handle the visuals first and foremost. I found there's a little bit of aliasing on fire objects, especially in the details of some people, but overall, Maestro is a great looking PSVR 2 game. Especially once you finish the performance and turn around and face the crowd who are all taking photos of you with the blinding lights. I find the OLED panel really gets to be put to work there, and the game looks fantastic. It runs unreprojected on PSVR 2, so overall on the visual side, pretty damn good, quite impressed. But what about other PSVR 2 features, like haptics? Well, I have absolutely no idea. And the reason for that is, I've not played this game with controllers, and if you pick it up, I don't think you should either. The reason for that is that Maestro is hand-tracked on PSVR 2, and it might be the best implementation I've seen of it yet. We had Masters of Light and Waltz of the Wizard before this. I previously put quite a bit of time into Waltz of the Wizard with hand tracking, and I found that games where you really have to precisely pick up objects don't quite work as well as ones where you navigate through the game via gestures, and that is what Maestro is. Everything is gesture based. You don't have to really interact with anything too intricately apart from picking your song, and I think that's for the betterment of the game. With the limitations on PSVR 2's hand tracking, even though it is very impressive, it's better to lean into it and create experiences like this that work seamlessly compared to ones where you have to kind of interact with loads of environmental props, which can get a bit messy. Anywho, what I'm trying to say here is Maestro's hand tracking implementation is fantastic. I had a little tip from fellow creator Games with T to use the hand tracking and get a chopstick or a pencil to act as your conducting stick, and I did so, and it was such an immersion booster. Sitting there and conducting an orchestra is an experience like no other in VR with hand tracking. It was absolutely fantastic. There are several different movements you have to make, which can make the game a lot more complex if you turn up the difficulty. You have to know when to use just your right hand, introduce both hands into the movements, have each hand do something differently at the same time, like point at a certain section of the orchestra to bring them in, or lower your left hand to lower the volume, or raise it to raise the volume, while you keep to the beat with the right. It's an intricate and challenging experience when it wants to be, and a deeply engaging one. And especially in the hot summer months here in England, sometimes I don't want to be waving controllers around everywhere and have a little bit extra weight on me. I just want to be free, and this is exactly the experience I was looking for, where I didn't have to turn on any other controllers. I could just put the headset on and jump in and have a great experience.
3, 4.
This is so funny, this is so cool. It's really accurate as well.
And that's why I just haven't used the controllers. I don't even know if they work well with this game, because I don't really see any point in using them. The hand tracking is just that fun. But what about the actual gameplay for the rest of the game in terms of what it offers you content-wise? Well, it starts off with an introduction to each of your core principles. It teaches you through the tutorial how to bring in different sections of the orchestra, how to keep your timing with your right hand, how to raise and lower volume to keep the balance, and all of this slowly brings you into the world of conducting this VR orchestra, and then you're free to pretty much pick whatever song you want. Speaking of songs, we have some great tracks here by Beethoven and Mozart, so your classics that you'd expect, but also some additional DLC packs, including Duel of the Fates, which was just amazing to conduct, Hedwig's theme from Harry Potter, the Game of Thrones intro, and the Bridget Khazad-dûm from Lord of the Rings. And these are songs that I have always wanted to be in beat games, but it's hard to find them a place in games like Beat Saber, which are a bit more traditionally like drumming. But here with the orchestral experience in Maestro, it really fits, and it's fantastic to play through. And I really enjoyed going through some of my favourite tracks from my favourite films that I otherwise would never have done before in other games. I think for me what Maestro nails is the feeling of being on stage as well, especially when you turn around and you have a massive crowd awaiting your conducting and awaiting the music, and then if they yell and scream out at the end because you've done a great performance, or whether they boo you because you've messed it up, it elicits genuine emotion And when you get it right, it's a really addictive feeling. It's definitely less intense of a VR rhythm game than something like Drums Rock or Beat Saber, even though the hard mode in this game is quite frantic, but its difficulty is found with multitasking, many types of actions in many different directions, rather than pure speed and complexity like some of the hard Beat Saber levels do. But I do feel like that really works for the game. Overall, I don't really have too much else to say about Maestro. My feelings are kind of fragmented here in this review because there's not really that much to it, but it did make me feel a lot of things. And I do truly believe this is one of the best hand tracking implementations that I've seen, and makes the game so much more fun. It's a genuine addition, it's not a gimmick, and it would be far worse off without it. Anyway, please let me know if you're excited for Maestro. It drops today, so you should be able to go and download it right now, I believe. As of a couple hours ago, it was dropped on the PS Store. And let me know what you think of it. I've really been enjoying it, and I can't wait to play more. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.